Good morning. Is that loud enough? Thank you.
Testing 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2.
Test, test. Yeah, I'm getting there. We're getting there.
Testing 1. So the guy said,
Test, test.
by the sky, I cried out, oh God. He says, and I'm a Hindu.
It probably has to be turned on, Diane.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Diane, since you're walking so very close to the, yes, and I don't know that I turned that one on either. Button on the top and it comes towards you.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Perfect, thank you so very much.
Hey, Jeff,
Okay, now
lock
let's,
the front door and let the crowd in.
and we lost Dan. Okay, so we need to test Dan on this side.
You gotta have one of those tunnels they walk through.
I did that at Packer Stadium about a month ago.
Yeah.
That was when we did a stadium tour.
Yeah.
And they bring you down, and there's blocks down in Packer Stadium. This might be a record. 70 years.
Okay.
Hey.
You can't delete people.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Did they do pavement last year? Yes. Well, you know, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, maybe she's tied up.
Please.
Carol, can you hook it up?
Yes.
And it should be working.
I can't account for user.
Testing 1, 2.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
It's not required.
Never mind.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, in all my times of being a board member, I think this is the smallest crowd I've ever seen in this room. But that may be as a result of the repercussions of the budget on Tuesday evening. Anyway, let's carry on. Kevin, have we a determination of a quorum, please?
Good morning, Raymond and board. Yes, we have a quorum with 6 board members present. Lynn may be calling in, but that...
I don't think she is.
Oh, no.
She sent her stuff for me to do, yeah.
Okay, and the meeting was noticed in accordance of Florida Statute 720 and the Summer Glen governing documents.
Thank you. I only have one person on my list to speak, so that's a record. Barbara, if you'd like to come up, please. As you're the only person, I'm actually going to give you bonus minutes today.
Well, you don't want me to have bogus minutes because you
No,
will be very
no,
sorry.
I'll stick to the three.
Okay, Barbara Gaynor, 10:15. I'm sure most of you have gotten a letter that I had written with some things that we're not allowed to speak about, at the microphone, which I don't think is proper, but I have to go along with what you decided. My thing is the landscaping. I don't know if anybody from the front office has gone out to see what a mess it is, especially on 154th Street, and then coming in from where the marquee is, you hit your head on the actual trees. The trees are so low there. And where they ruined the grass, trying to grab, I guess, the dirt and the white stuff that was there, they dug up half the hill in front of the restaurant, and I guess you call that the golf. That's 154th Street. And it's still leaking. I know they stopped some of the leak, but it's still leaking. I think they must have crushed some of the pipes, and the water's been leaking now for over 4 weeks. And I have mentioned it more than once to the maintenance people, and they said that they, brought it to the attention, but nothing really has stopped the leaking. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Who's
Okay.
responsible for that? Is that Florida Lawn?
I've called them. I've notified them. So they're working on it.
Is that Florida Lawn?
And you're talking the leak?
So it's over near that area where all the materials were stored. And yes, there's a leak over there. They repaired it. It didn't stick. Something else is wrong. So they're trying to figure it out.
Thank you, Marie.
I'm sorry.
I didn't get to sign up because I was.
I'm sorry. This is.
Remember, I can turn all your mics off.
This is out of order. All right, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Won't even take that long. Carol Steck, lot 1006. It's about the DRB proposals. I am questioning the one that talks about that it seems to be, you can't put potted plants or that doesn't count towards the landscaping in your beds, and I don't understand that. A lot of people have plants in pots, a lot of these tropical things that you take in the cold weather. Why would you say, oh, that doesn't count for your 40%, you got to plant a bunch of other stuff? Thank you.
Thank you. That must have been the shortest thing ever. Okay. Okay. Manager's update then, I think. We're moving along fast. Russ?
Yeah.
Just listen.
All right. Good morning, Raymond Board and Summer Glen. A couple quick updates here. Now that we've kind of gotten through the bulk of the budgeting process, my main focus right now is, of course, Golf Course Restaurant. On the restaurant, right now we're still working with Marion County to get this patio area expedited and opened up. What we're dealing with right now is Marion County did not like the existing floor plan, and so they are requiring us to work with a general contractor, an architect, and a plumber, basically to get the area re-permitted with new engineered stamp drawings where the used to be a dining area, now it is the waiter-waitress serving area. So we're in process with that. We are working with the general contractor, Nash, and an architect, and a plumber will be here Friday to inspect the space to see if it's up to code or if we need to make any modifications to where that hand sink is. And kind of in a similar vein, we're also working with Marion County at the same time and with the same group of people for getting the wash pad by the annex re-permitted. This is an old outstanding issue where basically a permit was opened up and never closed out. And so they are going to do new drawings, make sure we're up to code there as well. And once that's then closed out, that will open the door for us to get roof repairs done at the annex. So Marion County keeps us busy. On the golf end, we're kind of in the finals now. We've brought a couple of great candidates to the board that we met with yesterday. Both are very promising. One's going to come back on Tuesday to take a look at the space, make sure it's the right fit for him as well, and to meet some more of the board and just to talk. The other gentleman is from out of state. Both are strong candidates, and so I think we're going to get there pretty soon. So working on that, and thanks very much.
Okay, well, thank you. That's two of my subjects out of my list, so you've shortened my list.
I got one question.
Kevin, I have a question. I think because of all the issues we've had with Marion County, whenever we do any work or we have a tenant or a contractor do any work, we really got to make sure we look at the possibility that it needs a permit. What we may think is okay may not be okay with Marion County because they're really picky with us. So we just got to keep that in mind so we don't end up doing something and then have to fixing it later.
Very much so. We seem to be on their radar. So yeah, we will carry on with that plan.
Kevin, since they took the roof or whatever you want to call that thing down, that had lights all around it. There's going to be no lights in the back in that patio.
Right. I actually discussed that yesterday in when we had an executive session. That John mentioned that as well. That it's very dark in the back. So we're actually getting that ball rolling, and we'll probably work maybe with F&G in terms of design, in terms of what do we want to put back there, because we definitely need to make it brighter for when people are going to be out on the patio, and also for ambiance. There's got we could maybe make it nice with string lights or in addition. So we're working on that.
So instead of going through wiring and everything, maybe we should look at solar, solar lights.
Yeah, we discussed that
It'd
as
be a
well.
lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, in yesterday's management meeting, we actually did talk about this item, and solar seems to be the obvious thing, but we need to investigate whether we need permits or something to put some poles in the ground. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You know, the patio would really be an ideal place for solar because it's out open.
Yeah.
So, and in the wintertime, you only need lights from, let's say, 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock at the most.
Yeah.
And that really, with solar lighting, that should never be an issue.
Yeah, for a few hours a night. Yeah, I agree.
The only issue, again, is Marion County. But,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Always.
always Marion County. But
And just a quick thought, because experiencing with solar, I love solar. Really nice, plug and play and go. What I have found out is, especially nowadays with my son, who's one of the district managers for Ewing Golf and Landscape, they sell really nice solar lighting, all different styles, and it's not cheap. And the only issue because I've told him, get me some solar path lights, and he's, Dad, you don't want those. I go, why not? He said, you're going to pay a lot of money for them, and they're going to last you maybe 2-3 years. Then you got to do it all over again. Versus path lighting or the low voltage lighting, which is going to last. I've had low voltage lighting. The ones I have at my house, I've drugged from almost 10 years now from other houses. So just food. I mean, solar looks great, works great. Just food for thought for being frugal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a topic that we'll throw to F&G for them to investigate what the best way forward is on that. And I'll give you guys an update on what John and Tom were there yesterday, but I'll give the rest of you an update of what we discussed yesterday, probably later today. Okay, I'll move on with my presence update. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few things first before we get down to real business. Since I last spoke from this chair, we have received a visit from our County Commissioner, Kathy Bryant, to present the state of Marion County. She has been an ally of Summerglen for many years, and unfortunately is now leaving the Marion County offices at year's end, so she'll be missed by ourselves. Kathy's presentation included slides of the county and future visions. She also answered questions concerning adjacent roadways around Summerglen, which are a continuing concern for many of us. My thanks also to Ray and Sandy Curry for providing an informative link to some of the roadway projects happening immediately around Summerglen. The link has been published in our weekly newsletter. I would like to thank my colleague here, John Carpenter, for running the board workshop in my absence. I have been able to watch the 2 videos made from it, but they were a little bit scratchy. I'll skip the restaurant thing, so that you've done that, and I'll skip the golf manager thing, because I had something about that to say. On the subject of golf, the annual Summerglen Golf Tournament to support breast cancer awareness and cure took place on Tuesday morning. A great boost in revenue for our golf course as many players participated. So thanks to Rose Pinard and her team for organising this splendid event, and to John Morris and his staff for catering such. Many prizes were distributed per the raffle and prize giving that followed. I was going to mention about my team losing their pink ball, but I won't go into that now. Our thanks also go out to Scott and Pat from Cyprus Golf for having the course in great shape and condition. Some of you may be aware that we're looking into upgrading some of our information technology, IT equipment in the immediate future to enable smoother running and operation of both the HOA office and cameras, etc. A technology group has been temporarily formed consisting of residents from the community knowledgeable in such matters to discuss the submitted proposals from Spectrum and Aaron Ferguson. More information will follow. It's a first start to perhaps running fibre cable in the community in forthcoming years to enhance communication. Our reserve study has been ongoing, and the board selected subcommittee has provided a reserve figure that was keyed into last night's budget workshop figures. Was it last night? No, it wasn't. Fortunately, despite some new additions to the study this time around, to the one completed 3 years ago, the resultant figure, although an increase, was relatively small. This figure will get finalised once our reserve advisor has completed his business. There are many reserve items included and more added for this study. The study takes care of predictions for wear and tear, replacement costs, life cycle, inflation, etc. On Tuesday evening, we held a board workshop on the proposed budget for 2026. After nearly 3 hours of deliberation between First Service residential figures and Finance Committee figures, the board arrived at the HOA assessment for the 2026 budget. Last night, the figures for landscaping improvements were set very low at $15,000. Some members of the board, including myself, were not in tune with that figure. So yesterday, after conversation, the board has adjusted that figure to $40,000, which has increased the general assessment figure by approximately $2 per month. And finally, just a reminder that forms are available outside the HOA RSO office for any person who would like to run as a candidate for the 2026 Board of Directors. That's all from me today. Thank you. I'll now move on with committee liaison reports. So I'll start. Tom, can you do the financial side, please?
Good morning, everybody. The good news is the month of August was really not a bad month. We're not any worse off in August, at the end of August year to date, than we were in July. Keep in mind, we still have, which is not referenced in our results, is the 35,000 overseeding, and we still have the issue for the $55,000 to $60,000 with Cyprus. Eventually, those items are going to hit, to some extent, our P&L and the golf P&L. So that's not in there. Our cash position is slightly improving. It does get better in November because we get the annual membership for golf, which is paid up front for the bulk of it, which improves our cash. Keep in mind that even though we get that extra cash in the end of October, November, some of it's needed in July, August, and September when we're low. Hopefully this year, with the improvements of the golf course, the overseeding, the new maintenance company, which is doing a much better job, hopefully our numbers will be a lot better. We budgeted the 2024 amount, actual amount for our daily play. We should be able to do better at that. Obviously, we got to manage it better. We have tournaments that can help with that. our reserves study is being done. We did get an estimate of increasing the reserve contribution, not significantly, but enough to cover planned expenditures over the next 20 years. Again, we're basically 100% reserved as we go forward. If there's any major adjustment from the reserve study, which we're not anticipating, that can be dealt with as that happens. We also have asked the reserve people, and I've gotten a quote, to include the appraisal of our property, which hasn't been done for quite a few years. They gave us a quote which doesn't exceed what's in our reserve study for both amounts, so there'll be no operating expense related to that. Again, we're still short on the golf side. Hopefully, as we go forward, that'll get a little bit better. I can tell you August number was slightly, on a daily play, slightly better than budget. The real test will come in October because our budget for October is double September. So that'll be a real test if people are starting to play more here. If we can equal that number, I think it'll indicate that we're in the right direction. My summary results are posted in last week's update. It's also available online. And as I have said before, if there are people that would like to meet with me and go over some areas they don't understand, I'm certainly available. Cubby 368, put a note and I'll meet with anybody. My number is listed in the phone book. We don't hide. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. It's important that we have an informed community about our numbers. And that makes people feel better if they understand how we do things and what some of the numbers represent. So please don't hesitate to privately ask. I know some people don't like to come up in front of the microphone, in front of the board, but if you leave a note in my cubby, I'll be more than glad to meet with, and people have done that occasionally. So I'm open to do that. Please do not hold back. If you're unsure, if you have questions, and you need to talk about the numbers, please. Other than now, I think we're in good shape. We're still short, but good cost control and watching what we spend will certainly help get us over the next couple of months. Thank you.
I got
Any
a question about the reserve study. Was the reserve study for the reservoirs talked about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was concerned about that.
Yeah, I think we've done I think the reserve committee, headed up by Russ, is doing a good job. They have a whole list of things that may be overlooked in prior years that are being addressed. So I think as time goes on, our reserve study will be better and better and better going forward.
Thank you.
Russ, would you like to do it for F&G, please?
F&G, we had no meeting last month, and Diane is back and hard at it with, I think, a lot of shifting priorities again. So I'll have a report next month.
Okay, thank you. John, can you...
Health and Safety met in September, their back meeting. They have a walk, bike, and run this Saturday. I'm not running, by the way. October 11th, 9 to 11, outside the Grand Hall. Various route choices are available to residents. We ask the residents check in and check out because we want to make sure they get back. And you'll get a free bottle of water and a breakfast bar. Also in October, their Lunch and Learn will be Thursday, October 23rd, and it will focus on cancer education. And we would ask that you RSVP with Gary Skogsberg. I always mess up his name.
Skogsberg.
I'm trying, Gary. And as always, the committee's looking for new volunteers. Again, you don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a doctor. You just have to have some time to volunteer for the committee. They do a lot of, this Lunch and Learn is a great program. They just had one last month, I believe, on Alzheimer's. It's they're really working hard on educating us. And they run the flu clinic, but that was done in September, so that's it.
Yeah, I went to that,
Alzheimer's?
to that Alzheimer. The problem is I forgot half of what they said, but,
gonna say.
but I paid attention at the time. But I found it very interesting. I found it very interesting and very rewarding, and people should take advantage of when we have these kind of events.
Right.
Okay. I know Stephen has been around, but John or Russ, would you like to give an update on the Golf Task Force? A little.
I don't know that we have much of an update. We set the rates, obviously, a month ago for the annual membership. We've been kind of monitoring the cart path extension per se individually, just to make sure we're getting our money's worth, even though we haven't paid them, Tom. But so far, I believe that project is working out. I think the golf course, again, the golf course is looking better than ever. You'll see areas that are roped off. I think we need to remind the community very strongly as we overseed. This is new to our community. Overseeding, folks, requires you to keep your golf cart off of the fairway probably for 2 weeks. We have to work through that. There was a suggestion that maybe for 2 weeks we let 4 carts go out as individual carts. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there was a suggestion because Russ hits to the right and I hit to the left. How do we get to those golf balls? So that's a problem, maybe, possibly. But it's very important to stay off of the fairway while the overseed ryegrass is growing in, because we can damage it. So we have to work through that. That's coming up when? End of the month, I believe.
End of the month,
They're doing the fairways the end of the month, so you got a 2-week growing in period. There'll be a lot of watering going on at that time. Another reason you probably don't want to be in the fairway with your golf cart. And some people suggest that possibly you lower the rate for that 2 weeks. It's similar to aeration. So that we haven't discussed any of that. I think we need to look at that. Other than that, Russ, what am I missing?
I think that was it. There's been a few T-block issues which we've got straightened out. The last one we got straightened out this morning, where the T-block was missing or under grass, and small things like that have been coming up, and we've just been handling, divide and conquer, and we've been handling them a little at a time. So, and I think there is a couple. When we are overseeding on the 23rd, 24th, we have a couple of groups coming in to golf that have been scheduled for quite a long time. And the Cypress folks feel they can work around that, so we have a plan. Howard and Patty are doing a great job, and they have a plan for that. So we didn't want to tell them no.
Okay, thank you. Dan, anything?
No, I have nothing. No committee.
Stephen?
No, not really. Just I was going to kind of touch on what Russ did about, thank you, Russ. He went out and took care of a couple of emails that were coming in with those T-blocks, and I liked what he said about, us kind of getting together and kind of, spreading the love there and just trying to get things done. And once we get the golf manager here, I think that's going to be a good deal. But then we also talked about getting together and just kind of seeing where we're at, kind of regroup. So I've been out of town, and so regroup on, our list of things that we need to look at and look over and make sure that we get that, compiled and done, or at least started on, because it's, like I've said, we all say that golf course is revenue. And so I know that we're trying to bring that back to par, which it sounds like, according to Tom, we're coming in close. So, yeah. Other than that,
Okay, thank you. You'll get your chance later on in the meeting as well. So
what's that?
there's another thing at the end of the meeting. You can
Oh.
have a talk. I've got dual responsibility this morning. Evelyn is not around, and as a temporary drop-in for the social committee, I'll read their report first. So this is from Jodie Hooley, and she says, "Thank you to everyone who attended our wine tasting event. It was a huge success with over 170 participants. A special thank you also goes out to Tavern at the Glen for the delicious charcuterie boards, and to Whispering Oaks, you've got to say that very carefully, that word, and to Whispering Oaks for sharing their wonderful blueberry wines. There's still time to grab your tickets for the Halloween dance and costume contest. Dust off your favourite costume and join us for a spooky night of dancing and fun. Strut your stuff and say, woo, we'll take home this year's contest prizes. Tickets, I'm only reading this, tickets are selling quickly, so don't delay. Keep an eye on the Summer Dreams and the Weekly for more exciting events coming your way. If you have any questions, please reach out to Jodie Hooley." So that's the social committee. I now do the Evelyn's one. So for the Summer Dreams liaison report, the committee would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all residents for your continued support of our monthly magazine, Summer Dreams. Your enthusiasm and participation help make each issue a true reflection of our wonderful community. The 2026 Summer Glen Directory Cover Contest is underway. Residents are invited to submit up to 3 photos for consideration. The deadline for submissions is actually tomorrow, October 10th. February's issue will be celebrating Summer Glen couples. This issue will once again highlight couples of Summer Glen in celebration of Valentine's Day. Residents are encouraged to submit a current photo of you and your loved one, along with your names and number of years together. If you don't have a recent photo, we're happy to take one for you. Please send all entries and photos to, this is the web address, sgsummerdreams@gmail.com, or contact Jodie Hooley with any questions. And that's that. Now, the last one, again, in the absence of Evelyn, this is for the Design Review Board. Thank you to Judy this morning for dropping this on my table. There have been, so the report for October is there have been 252 applications reviewed, including CRFs. Proposed rule changes are pending board approval today. Please remember to return the project completion form once the project is complete. And I'm afraid I'm guilty of that because I've done a project recently and it's not been. Okay. I'm bad, I'm sorry. The service provider book outside the RSO window lists the contractors that have worked in Summer Glen along with their contact information, rating, and resident comments. It is a very effective tool when you're looking to start some projects on your home. It is useful, actually, very useful. An application fee of $100 will be required if a project is started before DRB approval is given. Any tree addition, replacement, or removal without DRB approval is also subject to a fee, but at $150. Anything that's good? Yep. Okay, thank you. So I'll now move on with approval of the minutes of the board for September 11th. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes for September 11th, please?
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes at the previous meeting.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Minutes are approved. Please note accordingly. Like now to move forward some old business items. Item 10A concerns the ratification of the unanimous consent for the purchase of 6 reconditioned irrigation control boxes from Turftronics at a not-to-exceed cost of $9,000. This replacement is due to recent lightning strikes. So can I have a motion to ratify the unanimous consent, please?
I'll make a motion to ratify the unanimous consent.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to point out that we found that there's available some of these reconditioned, usable replacements. The Reserve Committee has been given updated quotes that if we have to go in the marketplace and buy new equipment or new units, that cost could be significantly higher. I think it's like 10 or 11,000 per unit.
significant,
So
yes.
it pays to take advantage of these that are available. When they're not available, we're considering that, and the reserve study will be adjusted to reflect the replacement costs. So it won't be an operating expense if we have to go and buy more expensive, brand-new items later on.
I think they were right about $10,000, $11,000 each.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So there's a significant saving there. Just hope they are, they do last the distance.
Especially with lightning strikes. It's one
Well,
thing if lightning strikes $1,000
Yes,
item.
yeah, that-
If it
yeah,
strikes
that's
a
$11,000,
$11,000 item, it's a
yeah.
little more
Well,
expensive.
I think that becomes an insurance thing then, I think, because the warranty probably would be void on a lightning strike, I'm sure. Okay, so I think we had a second on that, didn't we?
Russ.
Yeah, Russ. Okay, can we take a vote then, please? All in favour, say aye. Aye. Okay, I don't think there's anyone in opposition. So ratification motion passes. The next item, oops, excuse me, I'm going too fast myself now, concerns the ratification of the NextEra energy gas thing. This was done some time ago, actually. We actually dealt with this. The pass-through rate for 3 years was 54 cents a therm. So can I have a ratification to can I have a motion to ratify the unanimous consent for the...
I'll make the motion that we ratify the accepting of the new rate.
I'll second that.
Any discussion from anyone?
Just keep in mind that the rate is actually slightly less than we're currently paying. So going for 3 years potentially has a very small, but a savings.
Yeah, I think last time it
I
was
think we were paying 55 and now it's down to 54.
Yeah, it was. I'm not so sure whether our last rate was 2 years, but the 54 cents deal seemed to be good at the time, and I think we went from 2 to 3 years, but that was a lot of water under the bridge. Okay.
Tom motioned, John
Okay.
seconded.
Okay, thank you. So can we take a vote then, please? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So ratification motion passes. So moving forward, we have the new business, which is the DRB rule changes. Now, I understand this was discussed at the last workshop, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So let me just get my pieces of paper together. There we go. Okay, so if I didn't see, I watched the recording. I didn't see much on the recording about this. So I'm assuming this is one of the sketchy moments where it didn't get recorded.
I think, to that point, Lynn went through the whole thing via phone. But yeah, that might have been one of our sketchy moments.
Okay.
Not
so
that we have sketchy moments.
I've played the video. There's two videos. I've played them a couple of times. And I can't find anything.
Before we discuss, Raymond, I'll make a motion to accept the proposed DRB rules update.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion?
Well, I just, in listening to some previous comments, I think if I look at number 8, on page 5, I see the artificial or plastic plants are not permitted outside the home. Keep in mind that some of these solar lights that people can add look like a lighted plant. So we got to be careful.
Oh, you're talking outdoor lights, not,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some of these outdoor solar lights actually look like a plant that lights up, and that's an artificial plant, which is not allowed under it. But, you know, it's a fine line between solar lights and plastic plants. Because if you look online, there's a lot of solar lighting that looks like plants, you know, that it can enhance a garden area,
Oh,
you know.
I see, right.
So we kind of have to be careful about, you know, I don't know how you calculate 40% in pots and so forth, but I know there's a lot of homes that have run awards where a lot of the plants in the front are in containers. Some are in ground and some are in containers, done very nicely and very smartly. So we just got to be careful that we look at the result and not, you know, hinder a nice-looking front yard. You know.
So do I have to take my plant that's in a toilet bowl off the front lawn?
Yes.
Darn it.
Well, you particularly have a problem in the wintertime when we have a cold front come through. A lot of people try and cover it.
Yeah.
Very seldom does covering it when it goes down to 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Covering it doesn't, unless you got a big heavy thermal blanket, it doesn't really work well. So a lot of people bring them in, and that includes me.
There's times when when they move them in temporarily due to
Yeah.
adverse weather. Could be a hurricane, you know.
Yeah. So,
it's
you know,
in
I
for
think we
2
just
days.
need to be realistic when we, you know, try to conform everybody to, you know, dotting the i's and crossing the t's.
Agreed.
You know.
Any more discussion on that? Okay, can we take a vote then, please? All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Okay, so the DRB rules have been passed. Can you update these in our documents, please? Okay, moving on then, so item 11B concerns the common area landscape proposals that were presented at the board workshop. In our packet, I see a list of 3 preferred vendors. Really, did all the questions get answered at the workshop? Because I believe when I listened to the meeting, and this paper doesn't actually say anything about it. I think the cruise size was mentioned, 24/7 service. I think Tom mentioned about compensation, holding back stuff, money in case they don't do the job properly and stuff like that, and full coverage for irrigation repairs. So I believe all these 3, from what I understand, have that. Obviously, with the exception that the compensation or holdback of money would have to be written into the contract. We need to decide upon a vendor. I know Judy actually, her last words standing at the microphone was, "I have a vendor, but I'm not going to tell you." Okay, so if you're still pleading the fifth,
Can
Well,
Marie
we'll-
tell us instead of you?
we'll have to make a decision. So the 3 companies, DTE, Dora, and United, and I know Marie spoke about United, having experience with them. I have no idea about Dora, and DTE used to maintain our golf course, although this would be a different section of their company. So we have 3 monthly charges, varying by about $3,000. I I can't remember what figure we put in the budget for this. Did we put
We
in?
put in a increase over what we're paying now.
Okay.
These all fit within that.
Okay, I can remember. Tuesday seems a long time ago now
Yeah.
for me. Okay, so anyone would like to make a motion to propose a vendor, and then we'll go on from there. No motion, okay.
I was going to make a quick comment before, I guess I can't make a quick comment until we have a motion.
Well, if you guys feel that this stuff hasn't been, we still have needing information, then we can make a motion to table the item. I mean,
Well,
I believe
I think
we
we
have to
do
decide.
it.
Yes, you do, because the Florilon contract expires and I have to give notice, 30-day notice, so I need to do that. And then we're hoping that we could get the landscaper here by December the 1st, and so that's the plan. So we've got to move forward. These three companies were the top three. These three companies all have different departments, but this is the department that works with homeowners and homeowners association sections. They also, all three of these have $20,000 incentives, which we know how that works, but it doesn't matter. It's free money no matter what. So if we can get some plants thrown in there and have them do some work, or maybe repair some irrigation or whatever, I'm all for it. And I think that's mainly why they made the top three, is because of their willingness to, be competitive and do some work for the community to help us in some areas.
yeah, the only reason
And
I
you were
said,
pretty impressed with Dora, right?
So Dora, I've gotten lots of responses about Dora. Dora does Epic, Disney Epic, and works a lot in Orlando area. All of the former HOA people that I've worked with before that use them now, I've reached out to them. Everybody's very favorable. The company's run by two young men that took over the company, a 40-year-old company from their father. They're go-getters, very communicative, very willing to work with anybody else on the property, and they have a full team of everything that we would need.
yeah, the only reason I said what I said was that I know at one time we did discuss about extending Florilon for another month. But if the board are happy with making a vote today, then I'm okay. That was open.
I'm just curious if I could real quick, because I noticed, reading through a lot of emails while I was gone, that there was an issue. I honestly don't remember what it was now, something about one of the hillsides or something. And we contacted Florilon. They said they wouldn't do it or couldn't do it. Contacted Cypress. They didn't have the equipment to do it.
That's correct.
And I made a comment. It's like, well, if we're paying these people and this is something that should be in the scope of what they're supposed to do, and they can't do it or choose not to do it, then out they go. So my question is these three, because I don't know them, obviously.
Right,
Obviously, they've been vetted and have good recommendations. But about the in my scope of work, I'm always telling my clients that I go the extra mile, I go above and beyond, and that's what's kept me going successfully as I have. And so I'm just curious to know, are these guys kind of in that realm as far as, hey, we're going to take care of your needs, we're going to go the extra mile, we're going to do what it takes to get the job done, kind of a thing?
So the key problems that we have are current Florilon outsources their irrigation. So
Yeah.
you don't have somebody here right away to take care of an issue that happens at 4:30 on a Friday afternoon. We wanted to make sure that we did have that. All of these companies have addressed that.
Okay.
They will come, they'll take care of whatever it is, take care of the issue. If further repair is needed, then they'll do the repairs on the following workday, but they'll come and they'll address the issue, and they won't just leave us hanging. The other one is we needed to make sure that when we have a task that needs to be done, that they do it because they have all the equipment that they need.
Right.
And we have a very small storage area where they can put all their equipment, but all of these companies have all of the equipment that they need. They won't be saying, oh, sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah.
The problem there was Flora Lawn was behind on the DRAs. So then when the DRA got water, then it grew taller, and then it was just a mess, mosquitoes, all whatever. And Cypress, it does have the ability to do it, but they were just coming in when this DRA was really wet and had a big mosquito problem in it that was really, the owners were very upset about. So it was one of those weird situations. We were just right in the middle of some changes, and Flora Londa has been willing to do things, but they don't have what we need.
Ray, who is in charge of that's where the bricks are and all? Who's supposed to be taking care of that area?
Where the bricks are, you mean at the
Yes.
entrance?
Yep.
Yes.
The Veterans Memorial.
Oh, no. So that is one of those, again, that Veterans Memorial area should be a Flora Lawn issue. Flora Lawn changed supervisors and said, oh, well, no, that's not really our area, that belongs to blah, blah, blah. Anyways, here, there, whatever. That is an area now that needs to be maintained by the new landscaper.
Well, before the Veterans Day tournament.
I'm
Right.
sorry? Oh,
Yeah.
it's in the Cypress contract now.
Okay.
Okay, but Flora Lawn before had issues and was brought in to do this and that and the other, and then they just didn't consecutive.
Well, if it's in Cypress contract, if you go out there and look at the weeds inside the vet, outside.
Can I interrupt, because we're making this into a workshop item again.
It's okay, I've talked to them about it, I've addressed it.
What I would like to do is, if someone needs to make a motion to promote a vendor.
I'll make a-
Regarding Dan's point, and regarding what Jeff's just said, we have accurate mapping now that both Cypress and Flora Lawn have, so they know exactly where their responsibility is. I mean, it's very, very detailed as to, you cut this on this side of the line, you cut on this side of the line. That was something that was researched and both companies agreed to. So really, I need a motion to promote a vendor.
I'd like
Go
to
ahead.
make a motion to accept the DORA proposal for $52,497 a month.
I second it.
Okay, any discussion following that?
Yes, I have a couple of questions, and I don't remember from the workshop, and I didn't bring their estimates, but Marie might be able to fill me in. One of the biggest problems we had with our last contractor, Flora Lawn, was height of cut. Is Dora guaranteeing
addressed
us
that.
a height of cut?
Yes.
And what is that height?
So between 3.5 and 4.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what you want to do. That's what was done on the boulevard.
Right.
I just couldn't get that consistency from
I
Flora Lawn
understand.
on the homes.
As far as Dora, did they talk about, or is it in the contract, the type of mowers that they bring? I believe the residents are upset with the backyard mowing with the giant ride-on mower, especially if your lawn is wet. I'm at the end of the run, so to speak, so it's like, make the turn, dig up the turf, or when they're going around trees, et cetera, et cetera. I think the smaller mowers that they use on the front lawn are more acceptable in our yards. Was that ever discussed in I don't remember if that's in the contract or not.
No, we don't have a contract yet, but we can definitely add it to the contract and we can discuss it with them. They're willing to work with us on things like that.
And then one of the other problems, obviously, was sharpening the blades. Are we going to have some language in a contract that these blades are sharp?
Yes.
Sharpened frequently.
Well,
frequently, yeah,
so part of the problem with taking care of equipment is that you were expecting a company to take care of equipment that was working in a fenced-in area out of these giant containers that, what is it, train containers or whatever. They didn't have the use of anything or the ability to raise up their equipment or anything like that from our maintenance area. And that's something that we need to discuss, because if you're expecting that of them, then they need to be able to use that maintenance area and work with Cypress to use equipment in there when it's needed.
Well, and these are issues that.
Yeah, I think when we write the contract up, the one thing I think, as we've got with the Cyprus contract, all these things can be added, but I think the most important thing is the holding back the compensation or holding back money until we are satisfied with the job. These are large sums of money to pay out on a monthly basis, and we, as with Cyprus, which we did with Cyprus, if we're not happy with any work, we hold back some of money. So when the contract's drawn up, we make that in there. Sharpening blades. You've probably got no control over that to a certain extent, but you'll see it by the cutting.
You'll see it
by the cutting.
When your grass has a ragged cut at the top of it.
I think, when you have these lawnmowers, and there's several types that go out there and cut the grass, and I see them, they whiz past my lawn. I mean, they do like a 300 yards, 200 yards at a time, then come back. I mean, they're working on a time basis, and I'm not going to make any excuses for Florilawn or any company that comes in, but I think we want high expectations, but sometimes our expectations aren't met. Anyway, any more discussion?
My last question would be, where is Dora headquartered? Because you said they did a lot of work in Orlando.
They do all the way, they do Claremont, they do some in Lake, they do some work at the villages in some of their smaller areas.
Or use the mic.
Oh, so sorry. They do work all the way from Orlando.
I understand.
But I believe that they are located. Ladies, did you see on their thing their actual location?
I'll find out for you.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I was going to say Mount Dora, but
But I would think, but I believe
Sorry.
that the name Dora comes because it's their mother's name. So that's where they get the
I
name
was just
Dora.
curious.
Yeah, some of the questions I have, I've been involved with landscaping companies even before I moved to Summer Glen. You got to manage them. They're all the same. If you don't manage them, you're not going to get the result. Do we have a list of the HOAs locally that Dora or any of these people service?
Yes, they provided their,
Do we have numbers to call? Can
Yes,
we
they're
call
all
the board there and find out if they're happy with them? Did we go visit them to see the reason? One way to find out if the landscape company is doing a good job is to get one of the board members to let you come into the community, drive around and ask somebody outside, hey, your lawn looks good. Are you happy with the way it's being taken care of? Then you really find out. It's all about managing. I can tell you, we don't like Florilawn, but one of the big communities around here hired them for $1.3 million contract. And when I called the board lady that I know, she says they do a great job on what you physically see. Sometimes they have to write them on the other stuff. You got to manage everybody. I can tell you in the past year or year and a half, I have not seen one note to the board that Florilawn violated, and we should hold back money. And with all these lands, forget the golf course because they're more specialized, but the general community landscaping companies all employ the same kinds of equipment, the same kinds of people, and you got to manage them. And if the results are good, it's because you manage them well. If the results aren't good, it's probably because we didn't manage them right, okay? It's all about accountability, that word I've used for months. But nobody has ever come to me and said, should we hold back money? Because Florilawn we documented it, we took pictures, they haven't done it. We should hold back money until they fix it. That has never come to me. And if they're a problem, why didn't that happen? Okay?
well, a lot of the last 7 months that I've been here, I've worked directly with Florilawn. I've gone in the golf cart, I've driven around with them, I have asked them to fix things that needed to be fixed, and they did do it in many occasions. Other occasions, they did not have the tools or they do not have the capability to do it. Mulching is one of those. I asked for mulch and I got bagged mulch. That's not adequate for a community this size. But I don't have any written reports from the current landscaper, which is something that I do have planned for the new landscapers. So
Well, why
the
didn't we ask to get one?
we get the irrigation. They weren't breaking out the irrigation for the arbors and all of that. You know, it's hard to come in and try to change everything all at one time. So my plan is that this will be better managed for you. I come from the villages where, you know, reporting is a big, big thing. So you're going to get that. You're going to be reported to death on these things.
I think if
Very
you
good.
once. Oh, sorry, Russ. I think once we've chosen Dora, I think in the first few weeks they're here. If Dora is the one we choose, if we actually really look at what they're doing intensively, then I don't think we'll that'll be the standard. That's what you need to then hold them to. Because anyone that comes in, it doesn't matter if it's DTE, United, or whoever, in the first month, that's the standard you want.
Exactly.
And that'll be your gauge, and that'll be your yardstick for the rest of the contract.
In my previous positions, if they do not provide reporting on a monthly basis for all of the items listed, I do not approve their invoice. Is that accurate? Would that work?
Yes.
Then that's what you're gonna get.
Absolutely.
Great, good.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask Russ, why Dora versus DTE, since DTE is 24,000 a year less money?
Well, it was back to when in the workshop, Marie discussed these folks. I mean, we've had DT in here before in the golf course.
Right.
But Dora has their scoring and their coverage. I mean, some of their other properties and stuff. I mean, this team went out and they had it all prepared for us. And to me, Dora stood out in the comments that we heard from Marie.
So
I mean, we talked about all this in the workshop, right? It was,
Yeah.
to me, it was pretty clear
We've
coming
used
out of there.
DTE before. This is a different department, but it's been in your community, right? Okay. Dora's relatively newer in the sense of coming up this way. United is right down on 484. That's where their home base is. So you need to know they're 4 miles from here is where their lot is with everything that they need. So, that's a consideration too, considering that they wouldn't need to store everything here. Everything's close by. I've used United for commercial properties. I wasn't pleased. But United, this department is their homeowners section, and the results there have been very good from everyone that I have spoken to.
You know, when we switched from DTE to ABM, it was close, okay? We chose ABM because they did a better sales pitch and came in a little bit more positive in their focus. And guess what happened a year later? We got rid of them, okay? And it cost us a lot of money. So change for the sake of changing doesn't always work. If you're going to ask me to vote for Dora, I want at least 3 places that they service, and I want to be able to call a board member and say, "Hey, are you
uploaded.
happy with them?"
This has been done.
Yeah, they
It's
were
already
all,
done.
That's why there was a team.
It's all in the proposal.
It's all in the proposals, and the team made all of the necessary items before they came to you to propose the top 3.
All we have is one spreadsheet. We don't have any history of site visits. We had the original estimates in the workshop, but all we have today is this. Three recommendations, and they aren't quote rated, they're just prices.
You didn't get the second page?
Why
I don't
we
have a
have-
second page.
You have this?
Uh-oh. You want me to go make a copy of that and bring it?
No, I don't have that, sorry.
Want mine?
Just bring it here and, He'll get a copy. All right, why don't we just move forward and then he'll come back and then we'll discuss this further if that's okay with you, just for a moment?
Okay, can we circle back to this one then? Because I obviously there's some information that I only got that, and
That's
I
my
knew you
fault.
had discussed
That's
it
my fault.
intensively, so I thought it would be a straight decision. But
Yeah,
That's
we
what
did
I
not
thought.
see it.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Let's leave this and come back to this in a second. Give Tom a look at that because he probably
We,
have a look at that. So what I'm going to do, just drop that one for the moment. Let's move forward to item 11C, which is the approval of the repair for the True elliptical machine in the gym. In the packet, you will see a repair cost of the handrail assembly at a cost of $407. The shipping and handling is $110, and labour charges of $295. So can I have a motion to accept and not to exceed a figure of, say, $925 for the elliptical machine repairs? This is item 11C.
I'll make a motion to accept this quote not to exceed $925.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this, guys? No. Okay. All in favour, say aye. Aye. Anyone against? Okay. If you can write out a purchase order then, Mary, for the elliptical equipment. Are we ready? Have you read some of that stuff? We'll move back to.
well, this is, there's several pages here, Raymond. Yeah, 3. I'm a slow reader, so.
Okay, all right. Just pass it to me when you're finished. Just talking aloud, Judy, I haven't read that document, but was Dora your suggestion in this document? Is that? I'm not saying anything.
My guess is since it's listed first is yes.
Okay, thank you. Just want to know.
Guess.
Just want to know.
We got this already, right?
If I could, just real quick.
Yeah, feel free.
So like on Flora Lawn, I'm definitely not opposed to looking for somebody new.
Thank you.
I know that Flora Lawn, as a resident, I'm speaking right now, you know, they get out there and they go 100 miles an hour, especially on the backside. And you know, my little cul-de-sac of backyard neighbors, we all get together and we'll go out front or go outside and we'll look at all the patches that didn't even get mowed. That's one big issue. And then also, you know, for me, I have Bermuda grass in my backyard, so it's a lot lower than the St. Augustine. Well, by the time they get done mowing the St. Augustine, they drag it all over into mine, and I've got patches of mowed grass in my yard. So I have contacted them, and on several occasions, and told them I want them to come and rake this crap up. You know, I mean, I have a yard guy that comes and does weeds and bushes and stuff, and I mean, honestly, they even mowed my yard the other day when we were gone. I saw them on my Ring camera because there was a couple of patches. Well, these are my yard people that I hire for the weeds and stuff. I mean, honestly, I'd just soon not even pay anybody through the HOA and just hire my guys to do it. But we know that's not an option. But all that to say this, Flora Lawn, on several occasions, when I have contacted them and put in a claim, they said, we'll see what we can do. And I would say 50% of the time they came out and took care of it, 50% of the time they did not. I had one of their weed eater guys, you know, I authorized the weed eating part, or the edging, and I've got solar path lights out there that are literally $150 a piece. And I was watching him out my office window, and his weed eater got a hold of one of my cords, which was buried. Okay, so why he was even up into the flower bed, I don't know. Anyway, it took about 3 months or so for them to come out, and I was adamant. Those things, that's, you know, it's $250 worth of lighting, you're gonna fix them because they're not working, and it's not just the cord. So they did. But just the fact, the way that they mow is terrible. They leave a lot of the edging that they're supposed to do along the driveway. They don't do it half the time, you know. So my point is, you know, when we get these next people, whoever they may be, that, you know, they're going to take care of business. I mean, because if I have to keep complaining about patches in my yard, grass, you know, dead grass laying in my yard, weed eating not being done, then, you know, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. I'll pay my own guy to do it, you know, or hell, I got a lawnmower, I'll do it myself, you know, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea anyway.
As I said, I think the whoever we choose, I think the first month we need to be diligent in overseeing exactly what they do, how they work, how they operate, and that will be our yardstick for the future. I don't think you. I listen to what Tom says. You know, lawn cutting is subjective. You know, and also, you know, the homeowners in the community are also responsible for fertilising and treating the lawns. I mean, you know, you can't blame a lawn cutting company if your grass is looking bad. That's
No.
down to you as an individual.
Not at all.
So, in terms of cutting, taking care, being careful, being safe, not creating divots, not causing destruction and damaging stuff, then, you know, each lawn company is subject to that type of thing. They're all going to be where, you know, I don't mean saying this in a bad way, but the type of labour that you get doing this and their hourly rate is not necessarily conducive to them, you know, caring about what they're doing. You know, you just have to be careful and diligent and oversee them, as has been stressed. I think we have a motion on the table for Dora. I think it's been seconded. I think was it seconded, Marie?
Yeah.
It was seconded. Yeah. Okay. So I think we should take a vote and put into place in the contract all the things that we want to have, and then you know, in that first month, just really watch over them, see what they're doing.
Well, and making that known to them, you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna watch you
Oh yeah.
first
Oh
month
yes.
and
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's what we expect.
We'll have. And Marie will do report cards.
Yeah.
We have
as
a new
well.
sheriff in town that's going to
Yeah.
be handling
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank you, Russ.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so can we take a vote for Dora then?
Has anybody unfortunately, I don't know Dora from I know Mount Dora because I've been there. Dora, I don't know who they are. Has anybody visited a location that they've been maintaining for quite a while? Have you done that?
I have not visited, but if you look at the proposals that were given to us by all three, you'll see that they had pictures in there of those communities that they worked in. I did touch base with at least two people in each of those communities, or each of the, from the contractors, and talked to them, and they were very pleased. I got no negatives back. I did not physically see it, but if you go back to the proposals and the information that each one sent us, specifically United and specifically Dora, you will see unbelievable work they've done. If you look at the pictures that they want to do here and change Summer Glen here, you'll say, that's the place I want to live. That's how well it looks. And I couldn't decide between Dora and United. And I said I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's so equal. They've got their own equipment. We don't have to go outside to do anything. They work 4 days a week. The fifth day, the inspectors are in here to check on everything, to address anything. They will give us monthly reports, separating the arbors, separating the residents. Everything that we want from a company is in front of you. As I said,
I don't doubt that. My only concern is the quality, how do we know the quality of their work? Not that they tell us it's great, that the communities that they're servicing are telling us, we love them, their service is great.
She just
I don't
said-
see any of that reference anywhere in the documentation.
So Premier Management is a management company I used to work for, and I worked for them for almost 4 years. They are in Lake Mary, but they also have properties in Claremont. I called them about their Claremont properties, and they had nothing but good things to say. Like any landscaping company, we know they have to be managed. We know they have to be reported on. And one thing that's going to be new is that they will be meeting with me as a team once a month. So not only do I meet with them regular when I'm out and about, but they're also going to have to come in, and when they have those reports, they don't get paid until they meet with me and we talk about the issues and the problems that they've had and how we're going to make it better. Because there's no way, I don't care if we hire the premier Disney landscaper, there is no way that we can get guaranteed work unless we are on their butts. And that's what I plan to do, because I'm the first one that drives in every morning at 7:30 in the morning, and there are things I don't like. And so I want to make sure that those things get fixed, because I take pride in the places I work.
Well, we evidently didn't do that with Floor Lawn.
I didn't
Different
see-
management company, yeah.
Judy, looking at it fast, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I didn't see where Dora said they're gonna be here 4 days a week. I did see that in DTE and United. They're saying Monday through Thursday, Fridays, they're rain days. I see for Dora, I see 2 4-man crews on site daily. That's all I see. For Dora?
Yeah.
A sample monthly schedule, but I don't see that where that says that.
On the second page,
Second page?
I think so.
Second page wouldn't have door on it.
No, second page is DTE. If I'm seeing it, I'm missing it.
Yeah, I think they're
You think
basically-
they're all gonna do that? Or 10-hour days?
That Friday day is gonna be either making up what they weren't able to do because of
Yeah.
rain or weather.
Well, that makes sense. I understand that.
Yeah, but they
Makes sense.
also have the inspectors, and too with Dora, and I think with United, we've got irrigation at least twice a month for inspections, which is what we need.
Right. My final comment, and I'm gonna rest, I'm nervous about Dora because they're not in the area. Marie says United's right down the road.
Yeah, there's Dora's in Apopka.
And that makes me a little bit nervous because we don't have a good on-site location for them to work. I don't think they're gonna be able to share in the annex with Cypress.
No, they won't.
I think Cypress has got that annex pretty full of equipment.
Correct.
Including the overhang.
And they don't want any other company in there because they got product in there that just
Correct.
keeps disappearing.
So I'm a little bit nervous
Well,
about
that's it.
that.
That's just like all the companies we've had over the 20 years.
They're out
They've
there.
never been on site.
And they're,
If these people have done their homework, we give them the authority to do everything, and then we sit up there
No.
and question them. They're recommending Dora, I'm going to go with
No,
their recommendation.
they recommended Dora or United, I think I heard. I think I heard it was either or.
Yeah. Well, United too will give us that, well, it's actually 15,000 on the
Yeah.
enhancement.
It was
and then
less.
5,000 next year, and then 5,000 the year after that.
Right.
That was a question I was just looking at there, that United and, was it DTE, I think, give that landscaping enhancement incentive. And just because I don't know, but what does that go towards? Just curious.
Whatever we want.
So that's,
In other words, to give it, if we wanted, unfortunately, when Flora Lawn gave us our, what was it, 25,000 enhancement, that put the grass.
Somebody should be coming up at the mic so that people understand what we're saying. Judy, you're good at the mic.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Bring the mic to Judy.
I mean, we're doing,
sorry. What were we talking about?
So just that landscaping enhancement that, that two of the vendors
We can,
have, what
we
it's
could do
used for.
really whatever we want with that money, whether it's irrigation, whether it's replacing plants, whether it's putting in trees, whatever the case may be.
So it's
and
money
that
in the
would-
bank to us.
Exactly.
So if we were to go to, say United and say, we want this done and it costs $15,000, well, it ain't gonna cost us nothing then basically.
Correct.
The first year, after that, it's 5,000.
Correct. If you look at, Give me the mic, we can't have it on bench. If you look at what they proposed, I did include it there, but it's in their proposal that they sent us. They feel, they came in, they took pictures, like I said, and they highlighted where they would put flowers and all the rest of the stuff. But they feel we've got an issue with our irrigation. They're very strong in the irrigation area.
This is United?
This is United, and that's what they recommend first. But if we want to do something else with that money, we can.
And just because I'm naive to the fact, what are we currently paying Florilon a month?
48.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And they came in with 47 on
They
their
came
quote.
in actually lower, yes.
okay,
Yeah.
so we're looking at about $4,000 to $5,000 more with either one of these companies.
Right, but you also have to realize that all three of these companies have their own equipment, number
Yeah.
one, have their own irrigation department, have their own landscaping department, have their own mowing department.
Yeah.
Where Florilon did not. If we wanted a tree cut down, we had to go outside. If we wanted landscaping in the front, it went outside,
Yeah.
which was an additional charge to us.
I'm a strong believer in you get what you pay for, so, bottom line.
Yeah, and like I said, if you look at the proposals that these three companies sent us, I mean, I was really impressed, and to me, that's the first thing I thought of. If we could, the front of our community could look like this is the place I want to live.
I seconded for Dora, and I think part of that was just from what I was hearing and what I've heard, still not against Dora, but then at the same time, I'm kind of leaning with what John's saying is that the fact United's right down the road.
Yeah, now you know why I didn't want to make that choice.
Yeah, yeah,
I
because
mean,
that's,
All three of them are exceptional. I think the last time we went through this, they debated back and forth, and eventually went back to Florilon. But I think Florilon has a very, very bad taste in people's mouths right now because of the amount of problems we've been having with them. I know I can't talk to them. I've been barred from talking to them. Sweet me, can you imagine? But they're really, these three companies are really above par as far as I can see, and I think it's worth the investment in the community,
So how
whichever one
about
you
if
choose.
whoever you choose today, we go ahead and do maybe an executive session or something and have these folks come and speak to you about the contract and all the details that we want? Because I didn't have them come present because we know, oh my gosh, you should see these presentations, the booklets, all this stuff. I don't have anywhere to put all this. And it's very flashy. But again, you really, if you really want to speak to the people, we can do that. Bring them in and speak to them and work on what kind of contract we want. Because right now, we're just choosing the company.
Yeah, I listening to what Tom said earlier, we did the same thing, and we went extensively when we were choosing a new golf contractor, and it was DTE against ABM, and ABM, I think, presented well and answered all the things that we asked, but DTE also answered the same things, but took probably half the time to answer the questions. ABM also offered us a lot of things that they were going to do, and in the end didn't end up doing, and almost ended up destroying our greens. But that's another issue. I wasn't at the workshop, so I don't know, and I know that Judy and F&G have done extensive work on this, so they're coming up with either Dora or United. I don't think inviting Dora or United into the community to ask them questions and so forth would be of any benefit to us. That's just my feeling. You know, you can have some good salesman pitches. Someone can sell you a crappy old car, and you'd be taken in. But so I don't think a sales pitch would warrant it.
Yeah, I agree with you, because what you'll be doing is judging how good somebody
I'm
is a
judging.
salesman.
I mean, I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, we interviewed two golf guys, and each came across well. But then when you sit back and the guys who interviewed him, you know, thought about it, our first choice changed to the second choice. You know, so it just you know, talking to people doesn't really, you know, help. I think in this case. I think either of these companies, Dora or United, will give you a good service.
Yeah.
Now, do you go for United because they're up the road or 484 and can't get here? Or do you,
Either or.
or do you go for Dora? I mean, I mean, Popka's not that far away. Yeah, it's probably half hour, 40 minutes away. I think it's the quality of service they've given. If you've spoken, and I would go by this, if you've spoken to representatives
Yeah.
of those two locations where they serve, and they've said, you know, they're good, then let's go with Dora. But it's a very difficult decision. I mean, I think I'd rule out DTE because we had bad experience with them before on the golf course. So that would be not my choice. So you know, it's really a simple vote. Either way, you're going to get your grass cut. You know, and you know, whether it's cut good or bad is really down to management and reviewing the situation. So I wouldn't let someone being, you know, 5 miles away or 20 miles away influence our decision. At the end of the day, it's overseeing the project, making sure the item is done well. So that's my end of my speech on it. So really, we should take a vote on it now. So I think it's been,
Well,
unless you're going to back out from your.
No, you know what, I was just, when you go for Dora versus United, I mean, United has more crew detail or employees, and United is also giving a landscape incentive of $15,000 and then $5,000 each year after, and we're looking at what, Tom, you're the math guy, maybe a little over 800 and some change a month difference.
I got a question. Is that 484 United location, is that just a satellite location?
No, that's
That-
their home base.
That's their home base.
Yeah,
That's the one on 484.
Yeah, you've probably seen it. There's this place called Showtime something,
Yeah.
and then on the right it says United.
Oh, I know. I pass it every
That's
week
them.
going to church. I know
So
exactly where it is.
What they've done is, they've been in business a long time, and they've done home bases or satellite bases in different areas so that they can work in those areas better and have all the equipment and all the plans. So when I say, hey, I need a tree replaced, like we're going to be talking about palm trees that were dead, we got to replace something, whatever, they know they can get it, and they can get it to us at the best price. I don't have to go out to a secondary person to try to do that. They can do that. Same thing with dirt, same thing with mulch, same thing with everything else. All three of these are high-quality companies, and I've worked with all three of them except for Dora. So Dora's the only one, you know. DTE and United, Dora, I have not worked with.
Tom, you said all three fit in our
Yeah.
budget. Thank you.
Yeah, to me, having their main location at United right down the road from us, if that was a satellite location, you don't pay as much attention. But if that's their main base, and not only that, Marie, I guess because now we're going to make sure we manage it correctly.
Yes.
We have First Service managing it,
Yes, sir.
okay? And if they don't pay, First Service pays.
You have Marie Clark managing it, and Marie
Second
Clark
that,
works
Tom,
for
I
First
second
Serve.
that.
Sheriff.
Okay. I see a leaning now.
Yeah.
I think let's take a vote on Dora, because I see a leaning towards United now. Let's take a vote. All in favour of using United as our vendor for the landscape?
Dora.
Oh, Dora, sorry, Dora.
Dora's the motion.
Dora. So all in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those against?
No.
No. Okay, so we need a new motion then for, I think everyone's ruled out DTE, so can I have a
A
motion?
horse apiece.
So
United.
We're taking a motion for
Yeah, who's gonna motion for United?
United, that's yeah. Can I have a motion for United, please?
I'll make the motion for United's bid.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay, so all in favour say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against?
Nay.
Okay, so
I'm just consistent. I mean, they're a horse apiece, right? It's, you know.
okay. let's move on then. Okay, so I was surprised we didn't have that other piece of paper.
That was my mistake, I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I think I saw.
we'll deduct 1,000 from your salary this year.
Good luck with that.
Thank you for all the work. That was a
Yeah.
lot of work, and
Yeah.
I had all the information, but
You're the only one.
I guess apparently.
And I motion we take $10 out of Marie's paycheck for not having this for us.
Okay. Our next item concerns the approval of the social club sponsored event, the Parade of Homes, that takes place in mid-December. I think it's December 14th. I've looked at the sheet and it was a little bit confusing, but I guess I know what they were getting at. The purpose is to get about 50 people to visit these homes at a cost of about $5 per ticket. With that in mind and expenditure on some cookies, they hope to make a profit of about $132. So can I have a motion to accept the Social Club Parade of Homes?
I make the motion that we accept the social committee proposal for the Parade of Homes.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay. All in favour say aye.
Aye.
Oh, sorry, I should have said a discussion, sorry.
Oh.
Ooh. Does anyone not like cookies? Any discussion on this? No?
I just think the social committee, and you, Raymond, you and I have
Yeah.
had some discussions with them. I think they really have their act together. I think this helps promote the community.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. I think it's a
the cost is minimal, so
that's a good thing.
even if it costs us a few bucks in cookies, it's okay.
I remember, actually, I went on Parade of Homes last year, but it wasn't this one, it was another one. Okay, so no other discussion. So all in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? So we'll look forward to that event at Christmas time. And I think our last item is ratification of agreement that we previously discussed at length other 2 or 3 meetings ago about scorecards and the perks we got with the scorecards. So we just need to ratify this past proposal. We got free golf cars, we've got some benches, some ball washers, and they will pay $1,000 to us annually per the contract I have here. So can I have a motion to ratify this proposal?
I make the motion that we ratify the Benchcraft contract.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
The only thing I want to make sure, we've used them for years. They do have an exclusive on advertising at the T area. Okay, and I know there's been some discussion before about, hey, maybe we should have other companies want to advertise. I think where you do the advertising, and I'm not a golfer, but I believe it's around the tee boxes, and that's that they have the exclusive for that.
I think they also advertise on the benches, if I'm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
on
think
the
there's
benches.
benches also. Also, I think they provide the ball cleaning equipment. Now, I did notice that we had a bill to service that equipment. Is that something they replace? or-
No, I think what you're seeing here is ball washers, which would be on the course.
Oh, that's not
Ball
that piece of
cleaning-
equipment by the
Ball
cart barn?
cleaning is probably for the range balls.
Oh, okay, all right.
Different piece of
Oh,
equipment.
different,
That would
okay.
be my assumption.
Okay, so any further discussion? Okay, so we could take a vote. All in favour? Is that aye?
Aye.
Anyone against? Okay, motion passes to ratify the agreement. And that, I think, is the end of our items for this morning. So is there any director input at this time?
Yeah, I just want to make the comment that the best way for us to control costs is to discuss it, look at it first, and don't come up with an approval after we've already done the work, okay? That's happened too many times. We got to control that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? And I have to tell you, we should document work that needs to be done. Everybody has a cell phone with a camera. If there's a tree down or a fence piece broken, take a picture of it. Put it as part of the file so we have good documentation. So if we ever have to go back and say, what was broken, what did we fix? We have pictures before and after. I mean, it's so easy today when people have cell phone cameras, and everybody has one, okay? We see that in carts riding around the golf course illegally. So everybody has that. Let's take advantage of that and document the work that needs to be done before and after.
Yeah, sometimes pictures get us into trouble as well, though, Tom. Okay, any other director input? Russ, I know you're urgent appointment, so have you got?
No, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Maria, I just want to follow up on the Veterans Memorial. If we can get that done, whoever if it's
I will
Cypress.
speak to Patrick today.
Okay, because it's in bad shape.
I will speak to Patrick, yes,
Thank
sir.
you. I got pictures if you want to see them.
No, sir, I've seen it. We'll get on it right away.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, with no more director input, then I'd just like to announce the dates and times for our next meetings. Our next board workshop will be on October 23rd at 9:30 here in the Grand Hall. Our budget board meeting will be on October 30th at 9:30 here in the Grand Hall. And our next full board meeting will be on November 13th, again at 9:30 here in the Grand Hall. So with that, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please? Can I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
All in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting's adjourned at 11:06.
You got time to hit? Frank?